In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the exact welcome flow that we use to 2 to 3x welcome flow conversions for other e-commerce brands by leveraging an advanced tactic that 95% of these brands don't use. So firstly, what is the importance of the welcome flow? We're establishing a foundational relationship with new subscribers. We're setting the stage for building long-term brand affinity. So as it says here, this can significantly impact long-term customer loyalty and ultimately the LTV that you get from that customer. And thirdly, we're capturing sales from high intent prospects. They've given you their email address in return for an incentive, so they're clearly interested. We need to capitalize on this and get the revenue from them. Now, this takes us on to the goals. So again, firstly, engage these new subscribers. They've given you their email address. We need to return the favor, give them an email, give them the incentive. Secondly, is providing valuable brand information, be it features, benefits, USPs, value props, social proof, etc. And all of this is to encourage the first purchase. And we're going to do this using personalized content relevant to that subscriber's situation, which is where most brands slip up short and they don't do this, ultimately hurting their conversions. Now, all of these points here are going to boil down into these three key areas: reducing time before the first order, maximizing profit per customer, and then maximizing 30, 60, 90-day LTV of these customers. All of this is going to help with your cash flow, which is king, and ultimately is going to help you scale your brand much easier. So what does the flow itself look like? Now, from a high level view, this is what it looks like. As you can see, we'll jump into the more technical side of things first. Now, flow filters, as you can see here, placed order 0 times since starting, started checkout, added to cart, viewed product, all 0 times since starting this flow. The reason why we do this is if someone takes any of these actions here, that's a different level of intent. They're at a different stage of the customer journey, so they need to receive the relevant emails for this. Now, of course, they'd enter something like the abandoned checkout flow, the abandoned cart, the browser abandonment. We don't want there to be any crossover between these flows because that's going to cause friction in the customer journey. It's a poor customer experience. You potentially lose the sale. And this final filter here, source equals X, the reason why we've got this, as you'll see in a second, is if someone signs up through a different source, we're going to want them to go through a different welcome flow that doesn't have these conditional splits, as you'll see in a second. So this source can be the name of your pop-up forms or the ID. So firstly, when someone is added to newsletter, you're going to want to have one universal list and then segment by sign-up source. Don't have multiple lists, as this is going to cause data confusion. It's going to fragment your data, make it much harder to analyze. So have that one universal list. Create exclude as true. So they get tagged with this profile property. We're going to create a segment of these people that have exclude as true. We're not going to send campaigns to them. Again, reason being, same as the point I made here around the flows. We don't want them to receive campaigns as well as welcome emails at the same time because it's going to cause confusion. So this is where the magic really happens with this flow and where you're going to see a massive uptick in performance. It's using profile properties that have been collected during the sign-up stage. So you'll see on my channel, there's another video of how to collect zero-party data with your pop-up forms and how to leverage it in your flows. So go watch that if you haven't already. Now, these profile properties, these can be things like buying motivations, buying interests, which ultimately will allow you to show relevant content to that person, as you'll see now. Now, the first email, the angle and sort of goal is the same across all of these splits. The content will just be slightly personalized to that individual. The first email is we are giving them the incentive that they signed up for. And we're going to want to use that zero-party data to show relevant copy and products to that person. Let's say, for example, you're a skincare brand. Someone who signs up says they have acne, they want to get rid of it. If profile property 1 has acne, they get this email here. We're going to want to show them copy around acne. So talk about the pain points of acne, maybe some situations that a lot of people with acne experience. And then we're going to want to show a product that is specific to solving acne. Rather than a general sort of bestsellers block, we show them a product relevant to acne. We talk about the benefits, how it's going to improve their life. Ultimately, that's going to help the conversions. And then again, this can be done the same across all of these profile properties here. So this could be dry skin. Maybe we talk about, we show them a relevant moisturizer. We show them social proof of other people that have dry skin. Make the copy around, you've got dry skin, it's time to change, that sort of thing. So again, it's going to help conversions. Email 2. So again, we're using zero-party data here. This is social proof relevant to that zero-party data they've given us. So again, going back to the acne example, we might want to show some before and afters of people that had really severe acne before, started using the products, they cleared right up. That's social proof. It's backing up these bold claims that you're making. So we're going to want to show as much social proof around this profile property as possible. Like I said, before and afters, written testimonials, UGC, and ultimately then have a product that is relevant to acne and push that again. And this is repeated across the board depending on the profile property. Email 3, this doesn't have to be personalized with zero-party data. This can be a more generalized one across all 3 of them. This is going to be a brand story and USPs. Ultimately, the current e-commerce landscape, there are thousands of brands, so much competition, so it's becoming harder and harder to stand out. So we really need to indoctrinate the subscriber and make them feel like, yeah, this is the brand for me. I'm making the right decision here. So again, we're going to explore what makes the brand different, maybe our mission statement, our values, and ultimately if they align with the person and they share the same values, they're going to want to, stay with this brand and purchase something. So again, that is generalized across the board. Email 4 is the product bridge email. This can use zero-party data as well. So again, going back to this acne example, we're going to want to dig into the pain points, the awkward situations of having acne, really dig into these and agitate them. And then, of course, we're going to want bridge the relevant product as the solution to that situation. So we really take a future pacing angle, talk about where they are now, where they'll stay if they, don't change anything. But if they do use this product, this is where you can be in, 2-3 months, much happier, clearer skin, confidence through the roof. And again, we can do this with all different profile properties. And you can see how personalizing this email content makes it much more relevant to that person's situation. And when something is relevant, it resonates. When it resonates, it sells. And then email 5, again, can be the same across the board. This is a FOMO and urgency based email. So typically brands are offering an incentive in their welcome flow, be it 10%, 15%, whatever it is. This email here is saying, look, you've got 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever it is, until this code expires. Get it now. And again, we may want to dig into the pain of staying in the current situation again. And then email 6, an important point I should make about email 5 is make sure there is legitimate urgency to using your code. Don't have fake urgency in there because people will clock onto that and it doesn't set the stage for, a good relationship. There's, a lack of trust if you're saying that a code is going to expire in 2 days and it doesn't. It's not setting the stage for a good long-term relationship. And then if they still haven't purchased at this point, we've got a 2-day time delay where we send email 6, which is a survey collection email. We need to understand why someone hasn't purchased because, we've given them incentives. So it's likely not a price point issue. Sometimes it is. It could be that, they have objections that haven't been answered. Maybe they don't trust the brand enough. Maybe they want to, learn a little bit more. They want to educate themselves a bit more. We need to understand what it is that's causing this, lack of conversion. And again, this is going to help us refine the entire funnel. Someone might say that the checkout experience is really poor. We know that then the checkout experience needs to be improved. And ultimately, we're going to have fewer checkout abandonments and more sales. And then 2 days later, update, exclude as false. Now, you might be wondering what happens if they don't have any profile properties, they signed up through a different source. Again, source equals X, that's why we have that there. If they don't have any profile properties, they go down this no path and it's going to take them to the end of the flow straight away. They can then enter, a sort of generalized welcome flow that you've got set up, a catch-all flow for anyone that doesn't pass through a pop-up form, and will just receive general welcome flow emails. So that is the high converting welcome flow that we implement on brands to 2 to 3x their welcome flow conversions. Now, if you need help setting up a zero-party data optimized welcome flow to maximize revenue from your customers and ultimately maximize your email channel performance, book a call with myself below using the link in the description. You'll talk with myself personally, where we'll dissect your brand, find the current gaps in your strategy, and then if it makes sense, provide a free comprehensive audit to, again, show you where the gaps are in your strategy so you can implement them yourself regardless of what happens.